Welcome to part 2 of our trip to the Keweenaw Peninsula, located in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. But before we get started, here's a quick recap of our first video. We visited the Copperharborlighthouse in Mohawk, Michigan. The road to the lighthouse is not open to the public, so we hired Noah's Ark charters to take us from the Copper Harbor Marina out to the lighthouse. Touring the grounds and dwellings on the property are open to the public during the summer months. We also visited the Eagleharborlighthouse located in Eagle Harbor, Michigan. This lighthouse is still a working lighthouse, with tours available mid-June through mid-October. Visitors can also enjoy touring the Maritime Museum and the Commercial Fishing Museum that are also on the property. If you're ever in the Eagle River area, be sure to visit the Jampot for some delicious bakery items and preserves. And also stop and get some wild thimbleberry jam from the Jamlady. If you missed our first video, click the link above to watch it, and then join us back here. On our way to the Keweenaw Peninsula, we stayed overnight in St. Ignace, Michigan, at our favorite campground, the State Park. While there, we took the dogs on a much-needed walk out to a viewing platform to see a not-so-common and spectacular view of the Mackinac Bridge. The next day, we finally made it up to the Keweenaw Peninsula. The dogs were travel-weary and very anxious to get out of the truck. We camped at McLain State Park in Hancock, Michigan. This state park is located between Calumet and Hancock, Michigan, and is situated along 2 miles of sandy beach on Lake Superior. Besides a campground, the park has 2 hiking trails, one of which takes you out to Bear Lake and then back to a bluff overlooking Lake Superior. It also has a fishing pier, a picnic area, and a dog beach. Our site had a rise at the back of it, which we climbed every day and took in the breathtaking views of Lake Superior, including magnificent sunsets every night. After enjoying some wonderful hand-dipped ice cream at the beach house, we took the dogs for a walk and surprised them with a visit to the dog beach.
Hand in hand on the warm sand, we are walking barefoot and free. In your eyes, I see blue skies reflection. Everything is blue and blurry.
Keep going, bunny. Not there yet.
Kissed by sun, loved by wings. We're so happy at this lovely place. No sorries, no worries. Let it always be.
I know, right?
A
Finally a beach for dogs. Yay! Savannah wasn't too sure about the water and refused to go any deeper than her feet. If Harry wasn't there with her, she would have avoided it at all costs.
Your embrace and your smiling face are making every moment miraculous.
Bailey, on the other hand, or should I say Paw, didn't mind the cold Lake Superior water and learned how to retrieve a stick from the water. But he wasn't too sure about the waves. So we took it slow and I only threw the stick out a little ways so he wouldn't be afraid. Shelties are pretty shy when it comes to new things, but I think overall he did really well.
All I need is you to be home. No sorries, no worries. Let it always be a sunny day. Oh, just for you and me. Oh, a sunny day. Oh, let it always be. Oh, a sunny day.
So today we left the campground and traveled to Hancock, Michigan, which is just south of where we were camping at the McLain State Park. And we are at the Quincy Mine, which is a copper mine. And we're going to take a tour down into one of the mine areas. We traveled by cog train down a hill to the entrance of level 7 of the mine. Quincy Mine was owned by the Quincy Mining Company and operated between 1846 and 1945. However, in 1931, the mine temporarily closed due to low copper prices, but reopened during World War II to meet the increased demand for copper. When the mine ceased production in 1945, the number 2 shaft was the world's largest mine shaft at 9,260 feet, or 1.75 miles in length. It was on a 55-degree decline and was at a depth of 6,200 feet. To raise and lower ore and the workers into this shaft, in 1918, the world's largest steam-driven mine hoist was built. The hoist is located in the Quincy No. 2 Hoist House. The mine is now maintained by the Quincy Mine Hoist Association. On the property, you can tour over a dozen different buildings, including the No. 2 Hoist House. And there are also guided tours into level 7 of the mine during the 7 months, but be sure to dress warm if you go inside the mine.
Water and passively transports it out here to Forest Lake. The big hole or tunnel you're looking at right now, though, that was thanks to Michigan Technological University when they were down here in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s doing research and with their professors and students. They carved out the majority of what we'll be walking through today in the flat surface. However, directly to your right, there'll be a ditch full of water throughout the whole walkway. That's the original adit itself, still used today as a drainage system. As everything below us is actually flooded up. But thanks to that guy, hopefully it'll never flood more. And as well as you walk through those doors, directly to your right is the entrance of the original adit, or the size of the hole. You can take a look at that as well. If you do want to go check that out, I'm going to shut off the trail and catch up with you guys.
You can really feel the cold air coming out of the entrance. It's really nice and cold. There's no air conditioning. We were not allowed to take video in the mine, but we were allowed to take pictures.
So we've just gotten back from our tour down into Quincy Mine. We went down to a mine shaft that was pretty much horizontal, but it would be considered their 7th level. We had at one point been 350 feet below US 41, and we had to take a little cog train there, but it was very informative. Learned a lot about the conditions of the miners back in the late mid 1860s all the way up to like the early 19 fun. Very much a part of the American story. If you ever get a chance to come here, I would recommend it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was very cold in there, much colder than what we've experienced in some of the caves that we have toured, and probably because of the level of the moisture that was inside, I think is probably contributing to that.
We are at Fort Wilkins State Park, which is just north of Copper Harbor in Michigan. It's quite a sprawling state park. There's a lake called Fanny Ho. That's part of it. There's a Fort Wilkins actual recreated village, which is what we're going to go through next. And then also there's campground and hiking trails like you would find at any state park. So Fort Wilkins basically was an outpost that was created by the U.S. Army back in the, I'm going to say, mid-1800s. It was built as a way for protecting the mining interest and also the logging interest of all of the activity going on in the early to mid to late 1800s. They thought that they were going to have to protect people from both the Indians and French traders and pirates and all kinds of things. Turns out it wasn't needed, so it was eventually closed down. But it's a complete little village. It has army barracks, prison, cooking stations. There's a marching ground where they practiced and everything. And pretty much right on the coast of Lake Superior also. So come with us and we'll take a look and we'll show you what we find. Use my flash.
Oh yeah. You gonna make us some bread?
Sure. All I have to do is read the instructions.
I think you need 1.5 pounds of salt.
Coming right up. Coming right up.
Flour.
Well, we went through and toured the place. Most of the pictures that we have taken have been without people in them, but there's a lot of people coming tomorrow for actual reenactment of the Civil War, complete with cannons and dress, for the part. We wish that we could stay. We have a great interest in those kind of things in that time period. We actually went to Gettysburg and saw some actual reenactments there with the horses and battlefields and so forth about 5 or 6 years ago. So this is very interesting to us. We may or may not have time to come back tomorrow, but we hope that you've enjoyed the pictures of life in an outpost. And I have to say that there is sort of a romantic allure to the soldier life and the orderliness of it and so forth, but we have read several signs about the fact that it was such an outpost that the snow and the cold wasn't the worst enemy. The isolation and just feeling sort of like an outcast of general society was quite an enemy. There were a lot of soldiers that went AWOL and had to be caught and brought back and disciplined. And also, there were issues with alcoholism and such. So there's a downside to it. But this was a very nice outpost. Apparently started around 1844. But it was considered a good outpost during the period of time that it lasted.
So we're going to head back into town here in Copper Harbor, try to find some supper, and then get back to the camper for the puppies. And we're trying to decide what we're going to do tomorrow, our last day here, whether we get out and do more things like hiking or just relax at the campground before our big 2-day drive back home. Maybe we'll do a little combination of that. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's been a really fun time, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Remember to click the subscribe button, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also click the notification bell so that you're notified the next time we release a video. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
Beaches, Great Lake beaches, my joyful feet in your sand. Sunshine, I sail with sunshine and a touch of wind. Marshmallows, sticky marshmallows, I roast in the flame. Shooting stars, I watch shooting stars from the quilt where I lay. It's summertime.